All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start out by giving all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Arakah Kodash, and double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone of Ruel. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect, the Bayath, Dawadah, the house of David. So, the spirit hopped on me. Just wanted to put this video together because this is important, brothers. So I went here and did a little research. So let's go here. I went to the major banks, right? I went to major banks are taking on stablecoin, right? So it says this in the AI overview. It says major banks are increasingly adopting stablecoins, launching their own tokens, and exploring consortium-based projects to adapt to the growing digital payments landscape. The strategic shift is largely driven by the potential for faster, cheaper transactions, competitive pressure for fintech companies, and the development of regulatory clarity. Right? So joint incentives. Several of the largest U.S. banks, including J.P. Morgan Chase, Bank of America, like I said in my last video, I said Bank of America, Citigroup, and Wells Fargo are discussing creating a jointly operated stablecoin. This is a consortium-based approach aimed to provide a regulated alternative to existing cryptocurrencies and offer faster transactions and settlement. It says in Europe, a consortium of 9 banks, including ING, UniCredit, and Redefisen Bank International, announced plans in September 2025 to launch a euro-dominated stablecoin. This effort is regulated under the EU's market and crypto asset regulation, MICAR. All right, MICAR. Right? So it says individual bank projects. J.P. Morgan Chase, the bank uses its own pre-missioned token, right? Digital payments, formerly JPM coin, right? And as you read down, the city, look at all this, man. All right? Look at all this. It says, what is it? Where we at? It said incentivized cross-border payments between the institutional clients in June of 2025 announced a plot for a deposit token. It says JPMD. It says a tokenized form of deposit designed for institutional use of public blockchain like Coinbase's and Base Network. Citigroup CEO Jane Fraser, it says, confirmed in 2025 that the bank is exploring the insurance of its own stablecoin and expanding its tokenized deposit services. It says Citi is also considering offering other crypto-related services such as custody and reserve management for other stablecoin issuers. All right. And it says in June of 2025, the French bank became one of the first major banks to launch their own dollar-pegged stablecoin, USD convertible, in response of regulatory developments in Europe. All right, and then you see right down here. It says, why are banks embracing stablecoin? It says competitive pressure. It says banks are feeling pressure to compete with fintechs like Circle and Tether. It says who are captured significant market share in digital payments by issuing their own stablecoins. Banks can integrate blockchain technology and compete officially. Right? The reason why they do it, it's all about the chip. It's all about the mark of the beast, man. All right. It's all leading up to the mark of the beast, the RFID microchip, right? And it's all what you call total control, all a part of what you call the Rockefeller, the Rothschild, the New World Order. All right? The Edomites. Okay? All right? This is what this is all about. Stem it towards their one world government. You see? This is what this is all about. It says payment efficiency. Now look at this. It says stable coins offer the potential for near instant 24/7 cross-border payments at a lower cost than traditional methods like SWIFT. This is especially attractive for high-value institutional transactions. Regulatory clarity. It says recent legislation, like I told you, Revelation, the 13th chapter, the 15th verse. How they pass off their legislation, right? That was a part of it. Here it is. Recent legislation such as the U.S. Genius Act, passed in July of 2025, has proved a federal framework for stablecoins regulation. This is how encouraged banks to enter the market with more confidence. All right. It says risk and challenges. Let's read some of this. It says impact on deposits. The rise of non-interest and bearing stable coins, partially from consortiums, could draw deposits away from traditional banks, impacting their ability to lend. It says this is a concern especially for smaller community banks. Regulatory oversight. It says while recent laws provide framework, the new regulatory environment is complex. It says banks must navigate new rules, reporting requirements, and what is that? Compliance, Salakia? Compliance obligations for these digital assets. It says financial stability. It says some regulators worry that they run a major stablecoin issuer could trigger liquidated problems and destabilize the wider financial market. The Genius Act attempts to mitigate this by requiring full reserves and prohibiting interest on stablecoins. So let's go here real quick. All right, let's go here. Let's go to the word. Because this is the word cryptograph, right? Salakia. Let's put this word back in. Let's put this word back in. Salakia. Where is the word? It was, I think it was the word cryptograph. Let's see. They had it in here. Where is it? There we go. Salakia. There we go. This goddamn bullshit. All right, here we go. So this is you hear the word
cryptography.
Cryptograph, right? It says secret writing. It says the encrypting and the decrypting of messages in secret code or cipher. It says also the computerized encoding or decoding of information, right? Cryptanalysis, all right? A cryptanalysis says companies often use cryptograph to protect private information, right? So let's go here. So you see the word in there is cry, right? Cry and then graph. So I'm gonna show you with the word cry. So let's go here. Let's get out of there. Let's go to the word cry in the online etymology dictionary. So let's see what this says. The verb here says yell, something out, utter, beg, implore, right? Implore. It says speak earnestly out loudly. Advertise by calling out. And that's how they advertising it, by calling out. Right? Because that's going to be ultimately a part of that is with that microchip, man. That's the ability for you to to buy and sell. You see? You see where I'm going with it? Okay? It says by calling out. From vulgar Latin, it says to wail or shriek. All right, or shrek. Right? So let's jump down here. Let's jump down to here. Right? Cry, the noun, an announcement, proclamation. And it says any loud or passionate utterance, any loud of sound from a human or beast. Right? And what is the system? The beast. You in the fourth beast. Right? Which is the revitalized Roman Empire, aka Babylon the Great, Mother of Harlots, aka America. All right? So it says a human or beast, also intriguingly, right? But that's what I wanted right there. Okay? So I gave you that point to show you that real quick. So the beast is calling out. Well, what? They're going to make their new form of currency mandatory, which is a cashless society. So let's go to the word blockchain. Let's show you something real quick. All right. Blockchain, right? It says a digital database containing information such as records or federal transactions or financial transactions that can be simultaneously used and shared within a large decentralized public accessible network. Also the technology used to create such a database. All right. It says the technology at the heart of Bitcoin and other virtual currencies. It says blockchain is open and distributed ledger that can record transactions between two parties efficiently and verifiably, right, or variable and permanent way. Okay, so there you have it right there. So the point I wanted to get is to show you about the mark, man. That crypto right there is leading up to this mark, man. All right. So let's go here. I want to show you something else, because they're all setting it up for the mark. Okay. This is what you call a setup, baby, for the mark. You take that mark, and the Most High going to destroy you. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you that right now. I'm just gonna give it to you straight. All right. So let's go back into here real quick, and we're gonna pull this up here. Now I had brought this out back in the video a while back. So this is the cryptocurrency system using body activity data, right? So this was put into play during around CV19 time, or the CV19 time, right? Okay, it was a patent, right? And I brought this out in previous other videos. You see, but this has a lot to do with it, right? I believe through the spirit, this right here has a lot to do with this, man, and I believe it does. Okay, and I believe it does. This is a part of it. All right, because you don't put a patent on something and put it out there and show it if it ain't a part of it, if it ain't a part of something, man. All right, you see. So it says application filed by Microsoft Technology. What Microsoft has to do with computers, biometrics, right? So that has a lot to do with that, right? So let's go down here and read some things, right? So let's go down here and read some things. It says the abstract, because I didn't read all of these things in the last video that I did with this. But I'm going to read a lot of things in here so you'll understand. And you're going to go, oh man. Right? So it says human body activity associated with the task to provide user may be using a mining process of cryptocurrency system. A server may provide a task to a device of a user which is commutatively coupled to the server. A sensor commutatively coupled to a comprised in the device or of the user may sense body activity of the user. It says body activity data may be generated based on the sense body activity of the user. It says the cryptocurrency system commutatively coupled to the device of the user may verify the body activity data satisfies one more condition set by the cryptocurrency system and award cryptocurrency to the user whose body activity data is verified. All right. It says classifications. It says payment architectures. All right. Protocols characterized by the use of specific devices or networks using electronic wallets, electronic money, involving electronic purses or money, safe initiatings or reloading thereof. Right? Let's go down here. Claims. It says a cryptocurrency system comprising one or more processors and a memory storing executable instructions that, if executed by the one or more processors, configure the cryptocurrency system to Salakia. I'm a little excited, brothers. That's because this is what's going on, man. If you got the eye of the sea, you understand what I'm reading to you. You know what's going on. All right. It says communicate with the device of a user. It says receive body activity data with it generated based on body activity of the user within the body's activity is sensed by the sensor communicatively coupled to or comprised in the device of the user. It says verify if the body activity data of the user satisfies one or more conditions set by the cryptocurrency system, and award cryptocurrency to the user whose body activity data is verified. The system is a claim one within the body activity censored by the sensors comprises at least one of a body radiation. What is that? Radiation. Okay, hold on. Wow. All right. It says implemented from the user body fluid flow, a brain wave pulse rate, or a body heat what is that? Radiation. Right? Let's look up that word. Okay. Where is it? Where's that word at? There it is. As you can see, the action of process, all right, the action of process of the process inputting radiant energy in the form of waves or particles. The combined processes of emissions or transmission and absorption of radiant energy, right? All through the 5G, 6G network. All right, which is through that chip. Radiation that's going to just destroy your ass if you take that chip, man. High frequencies of radiation. Okay? You see? It says the transfer of heat by radiation, by radiation, or radiation. Now listen, either way, energy radiated in the form of waves or particles. So radiation, man. All right. Let's go back. Where we at? It says by heat radiation, right? It says the system are claim one wherein the one or more conditions are set based on the amount of the human body activity associated with the task which is provided to the device of the user. It says the system of one of the claims 1 and 3, wherein the body activity data is generated using a harsh algorithm converting human body activity into encryption output, and the generated body activity data comprises of harsh or sense body activity of the user. The system of claims 1 to 3 wherein the body activity data comprises of one or more vectors. It says produced from the body activity sensed by the sensors. It says the system of claims 1 to 3 wherein the cryptocurrency system awards the cryptocurrency to the user by generating a block for the award or cryptocurrency, adding to a block or blockchain stored in the cryptocurrency system. It says the system of claim 6 wherein the block comprises data comprising a task provided to the device of the user, information on the awarded cryptocurrency, a hash associated with the body activity, and a hash, right, associated with the body activity, a hash of a previous block. It says the system of claim 3 wherein the task provided to the device of the user comprises of a test for verifying its user of the device is a human or not. All right. So as you go down, you can read all of this. You see, this is all that you can read up on it, man. Let's go down here. The background. Let's go down here on a little bit of the background. It says cryptocurrency. It says cryptocurrency system using body activity data. Background. A virtual currency, also known as a digital currency, a medium of exchange implemented through the internet, generally not tied to specific government-backed fiat. Printed currency such as the U.S. dollar or the euro, or typically designed to allow instantaneous transaction and borderless transfer of ownership. One example of virtual currency is a cryptocurrency where cryptograph, right, or cryptology, right? All right. It says is used to secure transactions and to control the creation of new units. Cryptograph, right? Cryptograph. It says several cryptocurrencies exist. Among these, the most well known is a blockchain-based cryptocurrency. Most blockchain-based cryptocurrencies is decentralized in the sense that it has no central point of control. However, blockchain-based cryptocurrencies can also be implemented in a centralized system having a central point of control over the cryptocurrency. Bitcoin is one of the examples of blockchain-based cryptocurrency, and it is described in a 2008 article, right? Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. Let's read a little bit about this, and then we're gonna get the scripture. We're just gonna end it there. It says a blockchain is a data structure that stores a list of transactions and can be thought of as distributed electronic ledger that records transactions between source identifiers and the distinction identifiers, right? It says the transactions are bundled into blocks, and every block except for the first block refers back to or linked to a prior block in the blockchain. Computer resources or nodes, etc., maintain the blockchain and cryptograph validate each new block and the transactions contained in the corresponding block. It says the validation process includes solving computatively solving a difficult problem that also is easy to verify if someone is called a proof of work. This process is referring to as mining. The mining may be as a random process with low portability, so probatably so that a lot of trial and error is recorded to solve a difficult problem. According to mining, may require a numerous amount of energy. All right. So as you can see right there, brothers, you see what I'm getting at. All right. So let's go here to the scriptures. I'm just gonna end it there. Let's go to Revelation. Let's go to Revelation 2 and 10. Let's go there first. Revelation 2 and 10. It says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil is who? Esau, Edom. Alright? Esau, Edom shall cast some of you into prisons. Those prisons are concentration camps, man. That ye may be tried. You may be tested. Tested by what? This mark. Because you go in the concentration camps, right? They got guillotines set up. They got the chips in those concentration camps as well. There was a FBI, I think there was an FBI agent or army man or federal agent that came out. I had put a video up on my page. You got to go down and find it, man. And he was talking about it, man. All right, how they got the red list, the blue list, Rex 84, King Alfred, Plant, everything, man. All set up for who? The men of the Lord, man. The men who going up against the society. The men who speaking the truth of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And telling this man his kingdom is going to be destroyed, man. All right, and we oppose the New World Order. All right, okay, and that's what this thing is. That's what this thing is all about. It says that ye may be tried, and that ye shall have tribulation. Right, tribulation means trouble. Right, let's go into it. The word tribulation, right? The word tribulation means a pressing or pressing together or pressure, right? Oppression, affliction or tribulation, distress, straits, right? Let's go down here. It says anguish, burden, persecution, tribulation or trouble. Okay? Let's go to this scripture right here. Let me see. Let me see where it is. Oh, I got it. I don't remember. Let's put this in. Yep, right there. Revelation 12 and 12. It says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he haveth but a short time. Right? You know if he have but a short time. Let me get Revelation 3 and 10. Revelation 3 and 10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon the world, right? Because that mark of the beast, right, is going to come upon all the world. It's a global thing. Everybody's going to be tested by this thing, man. All right, to try them that dwell upon the earth. Now let's get the last scripture. Revelation 13 and verse number 15. Let's start there. And he had power to give life into the image of the beast. Esau, Edom, that, all right, that the elites, the Rothschilds, Bank of Pan, all of them, man, they're all Edomites. It said that the image of the beast should both speak and causes that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Right? How I tell you, worship the image of the beast? Through their legislation, man, with the things that they pass off, the different left and rightist wing. All right, the red and the blue. You know, all they madness and magic and witchcraft that they be speaking out their mouths, and legislation that they be passing through while giving you bread in circuses, man. All right, to establish a new world order. All right. Okay, so verse number 16, it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark, which is a charagma. All right, let's go into it. Let's just go into it. All right. It says a stamp or imprinted mark of the mark stamped on the forehead or on the right hand as a badge of the followers of the Antichrist or anti-Yahushai. So I'm just going to put that there, right? It says the mark branded upon horses, right? A badge of servitude, slavery. Right? Meaning I own your ass. Okay, you take my mark, I own your ass. That's what they're saying. Charagma. All right? Thing carved or sculpture, graven work, an idolatrous image. Right? So graven work meaning I'm going to have to put something in you, man. All right? This thing is going to be implanted in you. All right? That's a badge of signet. That's a badge showing of servitude, man. To the beast, man. All right. It says, where we at? Latter verse. Receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, right? Cryptocurrency. Buy or sell, save he that have the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that haveth understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. His number is 666. Take that chip. This is what the Most High gonna give you right here. Let's go down to it. This is Revelation 14. In verse number 9, we'll say, and a third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, which is poured out without mixture into a cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone. Those missiles, intercontinental ballistic missiles, in the presence of the holy angels, all right, and in the presence of the Lamb. Okay, so with that, I want to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Arakar Kodash, and double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who were well, peace and blessings and citation to the hopeful elect, Bayath, Dawadah, the house of David, Shalom, and Abba Babal.